Hello everyone, my name is Brittany, welcome back to my channel. And today I will be reading Holly Black's The Stolen Heir.
It's Brittany, bitch.
I happened to get the audiobook version and the ebook version from my library, so I decided to go ahead and make a reading vlog dedicated to this book because I really enjoyed the Folk of the Air series, and this is a continuation in the Elfhame universe. This is technically Elfhame number 4, and this is the first one technically in this duology. I believe it's a duology, and it's called the Stolen Heir series. I believe it's a duology though. I could be wrong. I just started this last night. I'm only 5% in, but so far it starts off with a bang. It's very heart-wrenching. It's very interesting, and I feel like this is gonna be a 4 or 5 star for sure. I'm not really into the Fae. However, I just feel like Holly Black does it so freaking well. I just can't help but enjoy her books, but I've only read the Folk of the Air series by her. So I just don't know if I need Jude as a character, as the main character and the narrator, because we're not following Jude in this. We are following many years in the future whenever Prince Oak is 17. And he's kind of grown up with our main narrator, who also goes by Ren. So she is technically a queen who was abandoned, lived in the mortal world for a while, and then has kind of just been like hiding out in the woods is kind of my understanding, because she was like wrenched from like her foster family when she was really young because she's supposed to be with the Fae. I don't know. I don't understand the whole thing yet. I'm still a little confused, but I'm only 5% of the way in. So when I get farther into it, I can kind of give you guys a better idea of what to expect. But also kind of challenging myself to finish this book within 24 hours because honestly, it's not that hard for me to finish an audiobook in 24 hours, especially because I only have like 2 meetings today in the afternoon, so it shouldn't be a problem. But you also just kind of never know how work is gonna go. Today, also between the hours of 12 and 4 p.m., my washer and dryer are finally getting delivered, and I literally could not be happier. I'm so fucking excited that I bought a new sheet set because I was really excited to finally be able to buy a new sheet set and actually wash it and put it on my bed, because I currently have pink sheets on my bed if you saw my moving video, and I'm moving towards brown/cream sheets just because the new theme in my room is now gray, beige, brown, and white, I believe. Just because it kind of makes sense, because the gray walls I can't really do anything with. The gray walls are staying. I'm technically allowed by my landlords to repaint, but they just repainted the upstairs bedrooms the lighter gray that they offer instead of the darker gray that it was, because if it was the darker gray, I honestly do not know what I would have done. At least the lighter gray is more like neutral, and I'm able to kind of do more stuff with it. But on that note, I bought this fitted sheet. I thought it was a fucking set, dude. I thought this came with the top sheet and the 2 fucking pillowcases for $50. No, it did not. This is just the fucking sheet. I paid $50 for a fitted sheet, bitch. I'm so upset. My brother pointed it out. He unpacked my Amazon box that was delivered at 6:40 a.m., by the way, on my camera. And I was like, okay, Amazon is out here wildin'. And he was like, hey, is the rest of your sheet set like getting set in a different box? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, it's just a fitted sheet. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I just had to go on Amazon to buy the fucking top sheet and the 2 pillowcases. So altogether it's like $90, which I'm not really happy about, because you know what? I thought it was $50 altogether, and I was really excited about a good deal, but you know what? I feel a little gypped, but that's fine, because I still have to buy a fucking bed skirt. It's just a whole thing. Anyway, what an eventful day so far. What I'm gonna do is, I already have my bone broth and my piece of cheese for breakfast. I'm gonna go downstairs, make myself some shakshuka. I think it's like a Middle Eastern, North African breakfast. People also eat it for like other meals. So it's just like tomatoes, peppers, all that good stuff. And then you just like poach eggs in it. So it looks really good. I bought all this stuff for it last weekend. So I'm gonna go make that for myself. I'm just feeling the shakshuka. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I'm not pronouncing it right, I'm very sorry. And I'm planning to also get to at least 75% of the way into this book before my meeting in the afternoon. That is my plan, but it's also like an 11-hour audiobook, so we'll see. Okay guys, so it is afternoon. I am still waiting for my fucking washer and dryer delivery, which needs to be here as soon as possible because I'm just dying to fucking wash my shit in anything but a laundromat at this point. But I want you guys to know that I am 60% of the way into The Stolen Heir, and it's right before my meeting, so I wanted to kind of give you guys a fill in. But so far, it's kind of a quest novel, which I totally forgot because I remember that somebody that I watched last week about this read this and said it was a quest book. But anyway, 60% into this, I'm really enjoying it, but I feel like I really enjoyed the beginning more, and now that we're in the middle of the book, I'm finding it a little less interesting. Basically, Prince Oak captures her because he needs her help with something. I still am kind of lost as to what that is exactly. I think it's because our main character, Ren, she has control over this one queen, and this one queen is basically has this like magical power to like raise an army out of like sticks and bones. So she's literally creating an army out of like basically nothing, and so it's kind of like a huge problem in the Fae world. And so I think that's why Prince Oak like stole control of this queen, but they have to like make a quest to get there. That's to my understanding at this point. I almost feel like I need to like watch somebody else's video on this because I really like fantasy books, but sometimes I get really lost in what's actually happening in these books. I think especially because it's on audio and I can't go like, it's harder to go back and like reread something versus having it in print. And I already returned the ebook because I was already halfway done with this. I was like, let me just like return the ebook whenever I really should have like actually looked through it really quick and just like made sure I'm right. But to my understanding, that's what's going on. So that they're on this quest to go, I think her name's like Queen Lore or something. Queen Nor, something like that. Anyway, it needs to be stopped. And so they're bringing each other along. And it's kind of obvious a little bit of a romance is happening between them. Originally, when they were younger, people were trying to arrange a marriage between them. And long story short, I'm still a little lost, but I'm enjoying the ride. I just find it a little less interesting than the beginning. I feel like the beginning started off so strong. We're meeting our main character. She's being torn away from her mortal family. And then we're kind of like finding out what happened to her when she lived in the Court of Teeth. And it's really harrowing and very sad, but in a good way. Like I really felt for her as a character, and we got to kind of see her childhood and what happened there and how she is the way she is today. She's no Jude, okay? I think Jude's still like my favorite, but I'm still enjoying this story. When I finish it, I'll hopefully give you guys a better review because at this point, I just feel like I still don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm enjoying this quest novel. I'm kind of excited to see where it's gonna go. I heard the ending is pretty crazy, and I know that there's a second book. So let's cross our fingers and let's hope that the fucking washer and dryer is here soon because I really, really want it to be here already. It's almost like making me more anxious, like waiting around for it to get here because they only have a few more hours to deliver it. So let's cross our fingers. Okay guys, it is like 6 p.m. and I'm making dinner, and finally our washer and dryer were delivered around 5:15. So it was a lot later than we were originally anticipating. And I'm currently 80% of the way into The Stolen Heir, and it's making a little bit more sense now. Making more sense. Also, the lady's name is Lady Nor. She's not a fucking queen, or I thought she was. I don't even know. But they're basically on a quest. That's just the story. But I'll probably fill you guys in tomorrow because technically that is 24 hours because I did start it at about like 9:30 this morning. So I'm gonna give myself till 9:30 tomorrow because that is a full 24 hours. So I'm probably gonna get through most of it with dinner, but I'll probably finish it up tomorrow morning and then give you guys my thoughts. So it's the next day and I ended up finishing The Stolen Heir, and I really enjoyed this book and I was really excited to be back in my beloved Elfhame, but I don't know, I just felt like I was quickly bored by this quest storyline. Like I started off really well and then I just kind of stopped caring, and then at the end it was batshit crazy in a good way and it was really compelling to read the second novel. But for most of this book it was kind of a snooze fest. I had to keep rewinding the audio because I stopped actively listening to this and I just completely forgot what she had said, and I had to like go back and re-listen to it. So that's not usually a good sign for me. It was a little frustrating because I really enjoyed parts of this, and other parts of it I just like completely stopped listening. But I think my biggest frustration really lies in the quest itself, because we don't understand the point of the quest until like the last 5 to 10%, which was exactly my issue. I felt like I had no way to describe it to you because I really didn't know why we were on this fucking quest. Like nothing made sense. Nothing was really standing out to me why we made the quest. And then of course at the end it's resolved and we know why the quest was made, and it's kind of like a shocking moment, which is great, but like the whole of the book was just kind of a frustrating time. But I think that's also why I wasn't really invested in the quest, because I didn't truly understand why we were on it. So it just kind of felt pointless. Like I didn't really understand like why we were doing this because we didn't understand why. So I just couldn't care enough about it. I don't know. A part of me also was thinking like maybe this is one of those books that I need to like physically read. Like some authors and stuff, I need to just like actually physically read their books to like it more. Maybe that's one of those things, because all the other Holly Black books I read were physically. So maybe that's just why I didn't connect with this one as well. But I don't know, like I connect with parts of this book, like the beginning and the end. I was like glued to like my phone. It was so interesting to listen to, and then the middle part just really fell flat for me. I also really struggled seeing Oak as like a young man, because I just keep picturing him as a little boy, which is how we know him in the Folk of the Air series. But I think I was also just really frustrated because we're constantly told how charming and manipulative Oak is, but we never actually get to see it. I feel like he has like zero personality in this. I didn't get to see any of like what they were talking about. Like we kept being told he was manipulative and he was charming and charismatic, and I didn't feel it whatsoever. I feel like he just was so boring. I was also so put off by his whole hoof thing. I'm sorry. Cardan had a tail and it was weirdly hot and it worked for me, but the whole hoof thing, give me a hoof and I'm out of here. But there were some little Easter eggs in here. So the mentions of Jude and Cardan like literally had me screeching. I was really enjoying that. It tied it together, which was nice, but it also kind of showed me how bland I found Oak and Ren. Like I just didn't really care about their relationship. I didn't care about the quest or the book. Like every time that Jude or Cardan or something pertaining to their books were mentioned, like I was just like glued. Like I was like, oh my God, I had to find out what's going on, because I was so invested in those characters. And then it just kind of unfortunately showed me how uninvested I am in these current characters. I mean, the lack of chemistry between Ren and Oak is like literally appalling. Like I just didn't feel any of it. It's just kind of a shame because I had really high hopes for this. Like I don't know, especially because I started off with the bang. Like I love the way the book starts and I love the way the book ends, but like the middle just didn't have the character development in it for me. It didn't have the personality. It didn't have the chemistry. Like it just didn't really work. But I don't know, I just still think I'm gonna give it like 3 stars. Like it's not a bad book by any means, but I definitely would like reattempt it, and maybe like if I read it physically I would like it more, and that's what I'm hoping. But I don't know, I definitely will attempt the second novel. I don't know what's gonna come out because this one like just, you know, arrived. But let me know if you've read this book down below, if you're looking forward to reading this book, and also let me know if you read the Folk of the Air series, because I think that definitely would like affect it. So I would definitely recommend that you read the Folk of the Air series before you attempt this, because I just feel like you're not going to get the Easter eggs. But I mean, it technically could be read as a standalone. So I mean, I guess the things are explained, but I feel like you're definitely gonna get more out of it if you've already been a fan of the freaking series. So anyway, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys all again very soon. Bye!